Welcome back,
We're back.
everybody, to the Weekly Members Podcast. I believe our host of the basketball podcast and producer actually stole my entrance on the last pod here a minute ago, but I'm still going to keep it. He said the same thing, taking my stuff, my intro, but that's all right. Glad to see some friendly faces and some new ones. Permanent member, our newest member, JD. Welcome back again.
Thank you.
I appreciate you wearing the tank top, showing off the hamburger meat and the guns. I love it very much. Oh, a little Cobra Kai. Is that Cobra Kai? I knew I saw you. I knew I remembered you from somewhere. I knew that you were one of the extras on the for Cobra Kai. I got you. You're famous for sure. We've had a great week in sports. I think a lot of fun things happening. The NCAA portal opened. Not too many splashes besides people overpaying like it's an Embiid contract, but also had some good baseball. Looking like some April championships are starting to get wrapped up a little bit, or starting to take shape. We had the Masters as well. It was dramatic for a little bit, for sure. It was an off week for F1. Is that correct, Christy?
We will not have an F1 race again until May 3rd.
Why is that?
Because the two races that were supposed to take place in April are in the Middle East.
Saudi Arabia. Is that the Saudi Arabia and something else?
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah. I approve that message. That makes sense. So what do we want to start with? Kyle, you get to pick.
Well, let's start with the transfer portal real quick. You brought up not a lot of big splashes, but can we just talk about like the fact that half of all the players in NCAA basketball they're in the transfer portal as we speak? Half the players are in the portal. It's crazy.
Well over 1,000, and things are already starting to escalate. What is it? The Louisville picked up 2 kids, which very good. I mean, the kid from Kansas is really, really good. Kid from Oregon is just fine. But $9 million, that's more than, I was looking today, that's more NIL money than 70% of the 360-some Division I teams are going to spend total just on those 2 kids. So
yeah,
things are going to escalate quickly. We're going to have some really bad contracts out there until this gets under wraps. So.
Oh, no contract. They're not contracts. They're just deals. If they were contracts, this wouldn't be an issue. They wouldn't be transferring every year if they were contracts, because these universities would sign them to 2-year deals. So they couldn't go anywhere else. But they don't have contracts in college yet.
We'll see if the executive order has any effect on the NCAA, and if they're able to pretty much put it back to what it was like 5 years ago, where you get 5 years total, and after that, you got to sit out a year. Like it's not that hard. It's not that bad.
Well, we touched on it already. I mean, you're coming up to the end of the people going, well, I had 2 medical red shirts or 2 red shirts because of COVID years. Well, COVID was 6 years ago now. So like you're that's done. Like you weren't even a freshman in college when COVID happened at this point. So you're not going to have the Carson Becks in college football that played professional football basically for 7 years. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to have that stuff anymore. So I think that time is past, but like we talked about it all these times, man. It's just there's no loyalty in college sports anymore. So like when you get to see in some of these Final Four games and stuff like that, where we saw it in the national championship game, Michigan and UConn, not one player in the starting 5 from either team started their career with that college. So I miss the years of like when it was Butler in the finals and they had 5 seniors and they played all 4 years for Butler. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to see that anymore. It's just not going to happen in college sports until they fix it in some way. And it's a shame.
I saw I didn't mean to cut you off, Paul. I saw a guy on Twitter. I forget that he's one of the basketball guys. He said a guy who scored 3 points a game is asking for $1 million. Where does it say that you to have the cojones to say, yeah, I want $1 million to come to school? I'm like, dude, you average 3 points a game. You were, last.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And look, like, I don't blame the players because why not shoot your shot and see what somebody's willing to give you, right? Like the old adage is something is worth whatever anybody's willing to pay for it, right? So if you think you're worth $5 million and somebody's going to pay you $5 million, guess what? I guess you're worth $5 million. Like, I'm a Kentucky fan. We had Colin Chandler. Colin Chandler was a white guy from BYU, basically. He's a Mormon guy that has incredible athletic ability. Like, he can jump out of the moon and he can shoot the three. He left Kentucky because BYU paid him like $3.5 million. I'm like, you know what? See ya. You weren't that good. You weren't that good.
Yeah. And then what happened? And what happened to him?
Don't even go with the Mormon joke. Don't go with BYU joke. Just
no,
let it go.
Didn't he tear his ACL in like January or December and like he was out for the whole year anyways?
No. This was just, I'm saying recently, like Colin Chandler was on the team this past spring. He went into the transfer portal and he said, Kentucky, I want 3.2 million. And Kentucky said, see you, buddy. It was real. It was real. Go back to BYU.
So, and you don't have to apologize for cutting me off, JD. I was actually trying to cue you up for I want to hear what the North had to say. But like for Carolina, some people say we just lost our top 5-star. Nope, we actually let our top 5-star go. He hadn't completely signed. He didn't play almost the entire year of high school. He's still hurt, maybe hurt into the season, and still wants a couple $1 million. So they literally released him and said, I mean, it was literally like, I've never seen that before. Like literally like, well, you haven't signed yet. So technically you're not on the team. So you can go now. You can open up your recruitment back up. I mean, 5-star, top 10 player. And let him go in lieu of a seasoned veteran who is healthy. I thought that was crazy. At first, I was super pissed that we lost him, and then they're like, "Well, he's hurt," and they were worried that it was going to bleed into the season. He was going to be just damaged goods anyways, and he wanted too much money. And technically, he hadn't even signed yet. So I think he was waiting to see what happened with his brother, who went into the portal from Penn State. So it was kind of weird. But then when it actually came out that they let him go, that's not normally something that you see, but be all kinds of weird stuff that's going to keep happening with college sports.
Oh yeah.
And did I see Kenny Smith's son is signing with UNC, but I don't know enough about him. He looks.
No one does. He's not. He's like a 3. He's not a top prospect.
He looks tiny. He doesn't look like he looks kind of thin. And they showed him doing a dunk, and I was like, yeah. That's what I just don't know. I mean, this guy Juke, right? This guy Juke is a guy, and there's someone else.
That's Juke Harris is who I want. That's who I was hoping. That's what to me sounds like what they were doing with letting Mingo go was freeing up some money for Juke Harris from Wake Forest, who looks like the real deal, plus the kid from Utah, Terrence, whatever his name is, and and maybe somebody else. So it's weird. There's new wrinkles in this NIL game every week. It seems like it's very interesting.
I saw a stat the other day, and it's going along with what you were talking about, GD, with the guy averaging 3 points, asking for $1 million. I saw that a guy in college, a bench player in college that averages like 8 points a game, was getting paid more than a bench player in the NBA right now.
Yeah, it's who was it? The rookie Danny Wolf from Michigan is making 2.8. While the guy that Louisville just got from Kansas is got $7 million.
Oh,
it's crazy! It's crazy. Wow. It's absolutely crazy.
But if somebody's going to pay for it, I mean, like I'm gonna sue the NCAA every single year. I mean, if it's my 13th year, I'm still going to sue to get back in there. If I'm just a role player, man, it's a money grab down there. I don't hate the players, but the schools aren't helping themselves at all. What schools are popular for college basketball up in Wisconsin, Christy? What are the ones? What are people repping at the bar?
You get Marquette and you get the Badgers. That's about it.
Okay. I can't remember what Wisconsin's NIL deal was last year. They either had a lot and didn't and underperformed, or didn't do much and overperformed. I can't remember. It was one of those two.
They're pretty good
I
at
want to say
underperforming most of the time, but I feel like they don't do a lot. I don't think they were super crazy with their NIL. I mean, I don't super pay attention to them, but yeah, they underperform a lot. Most Wisconsin schools do.
not to interrupt our regular scheduled programming, but Christy, would you like to give us an update on any current NBA basketball that you're eyeing?
If you want to wait 3.2 seconds, we'll go into the half with Miami leading 54-52.
Gotcha. You've got quite a lag. It was over 3 seconds before I asked you about it, so I'm glad I didn't. Glad I didn't ruin it for you. Sorry.
Sorry, I mean, got Prime on. We've got some crazy storms going outside, so if you lose me, we've got tornadoes and everything else happening. So,
so I wanted to talk about the Masters a little bit. We don't have to spend too much time unless somebody's got a bunch of great points here. One thing that I saw besides, Rory's up and down, looked like he was going to have the most Rory collapse of all time, and then pulled it out. I saw something from Scotty Scheffler, who seemed to be a little irritated the whole time. Again, Scotty Scheffler it's weird. He's like the best player in the world, and he doesn't really like golf. It's kind of weird.
I thought he was going. I thought he was going to make a little
Yeah.
bit of a comeback there at the end. I mean, he was, but
He
then
tried.
He
He tried.
Yeah.
him and Justin
So-
both tried really hard. Yeah.
He had a comment afterwards, and I thought it was interesting because somebody had a theory on it, and it's something like that one of us would have thought of. Like it sounds so good but so dumb, and it might work. Like all these things. Like he was like, "Well, I it's a lot better. He would like to see that all the conditions are equal for everybody when they play." And somebody was like, "Well, when you get on the course on Saturday, you're usually towards the top. So you start later. The course has been beat up. Nobody can go out there and treat it. The people that start in the morning, everything is fresh, the way it's supposed to be, the ideal conditions. Normally, weather, the sun, any kind of conditions, people beating up the course, it all happens throughout the day, and you're the last one to get there." So they were like, "Well, if you want better conditions, then you need to start sucking some." And I was like, it's true. You can make a bigger comeback. But why? I don't understand. Because according to Kyle, if you start sucking, you get booed and you shouldn't say anything about it. And if somebody's going to boo Scotty Scheffler, he's not going to be happy about it. He's probably going to run over a cop or something with his car. But
Wow.
I thought that was
Wow.
interesting that he said that, and that was somebody's response. Any golf folks
Yeah.
want to kind of weigh in
So-
on that, or anything on the Masters actually?
I got two things on Scotty. So first of all, the comment you were talking about, I thought you were going to go to the comment that he had for the reporter after round 3, where he shot a 7 under, and the reporter asked him, you shot a 65, but how does it feel knowing that you left a couple shots on the course and it could have been a 60, 64 or 63? And he goes, "That's a horrible question. Absolutely horrible question."
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah,
And started chuckling. And then at the end of that interview, another reporter asked him something else that was along the same lines, and he goes, "I already bashed one guy for his comment, so I'm not going to bash your question, but that's a dumb question too." Like Scotty was in rare form, and I don't, it is what it is at that point. You know what I mean? I will say this though: the conditions at Augusta I thought they were awesome. I thought it was awesome to see professional golfers struggle the way that they struggled with trying to get the ball to stop on the green. Now they know what the rest of us feel like when we go out there and golf. You know what I mean? Like seeing Scotty fly one to the back of the green on 16 and then, or at 15, and then it flies into the water. That made me feel like, all right, he's human. Like these guys are human. Seeing DeChambeau hit 3 shots out of the bunker on Thursday made me feel like, all right, he can do it too. Like we're all human at this point. But like I felt very relieved, and I felt like it was a good slice of humble pie for these guys. And look, I don't mind that Rory won back-to-backs. I'm a fan of Rory. I do think he's a little whiny at sometimes and all that stuff, but like great golfer. Don't get me wrong. I love the talent. I love everything about it. Having said that, I think he turned it on in rounds 1 and 2, and then he was unsure in round 3. And then when he started seeing who was on the leaderboard creeping up, seeing Scheffler posted a 65, I think he got a little nervous. And seeing Justin Rose having flashbacks of last year coming in and seeing Justin Rose making a push, I think that kind of caused him to choke a little bit on Saturday for sure.
Yeah, he had a couple bad drives out into the woods there too on Sunday. He was getting a little nervous.
But watching Rory shoot out from around a tree, what was that on, like, what, 15, 14, somewhere in there when he...
Yep.
I'm like, is he going to make it around the tree? I'm like, oh, you talk about a slice of humble pie because we don't have these shots. But then you watch them have a phenomenal shot from behind a freaking tree.
That was perfect.
And I'm like,
it was perfect.
I could never do that.
No.
And I know. I'm like, look at that. That was just beautiful. Like,
I was like, all right, if that was us, our club would have snapped. We probably would have broke a wrist hitting a tree.
Oh, yeah. I would have hit the tree. The ball would have came back and hit me. I mean,
exactly.
That's real golf.
Did any of you guys read about the 39-year-old guy, Brandon Holtz, the insurance guy? He wrote a piece in The Athletic saying it was so mentally exhausting playing every hole because he said just every hole. He goes, I played college basketball, but he was like, if you're just even a couple of yards off, I think he missed the cut. He was 15 over for 2 rounds, but he played with a former champion, I think, and he just was like, it was nice. It was nice to hear a guy out there. He goes, it was so exhausting just playing every hole, everything, being out there.
Yep. And I do want to take a shot right now at Sergio Garcia. I know Sergio won the Masters. He's a former champion, but look, it's a privilege.
In Bryce Harper's voice, which I can't do, but that was a clown move, bro.
Yeah, it was. And look, just because you're a former champion doesn't guarantee you lifetime invitations. Augusta can pull that at any time based on your antics and based on how you're performing and all that stuff. So don't be surprised if they give him a 1-year ban where they just like, you know what, because of last year, you're not coming back next year. Just throwing that out there. And look, it goes without saying. I know we talked about Tiger before, but you also got to throw in Phil Mickelson. The Masters isn't the same without Tiger or Phil there. So, like, hopefully both of them get well and get what they need so they're back here next year and, like, at least enjoying the Masters, like the Champions Dinner. I mean, I like seeing those pictures of seeing all the former champions there, seeing what these guys, like, have for dinner and all that fun stuff, knowing that I'll never be able to eat that crap and be there with Augusta, But it is fun to see, and it's always fun to see, like, who's standing next to Mickelson or who's standing next to Tiger. When's Tiger going to be able to sit next to, like, Jack? Like, when does all that happen? He sure as hell can't drive Jack anymore because he drives while he's drinking Jack. Oh, sorry. That's a Paul joke. I'll let Paul make that joke.
There it is.
Zing.
Rory's menu for the Masters dinner was pretty elaborate. Sometimes there's
a couple of
things that are kind of. Oh, I wouldn't have eaten half the crap.
No, I saw that. And I was like,
$1,000 a meal, $1,000 a plate.
Oh, yeah.
They said it was the most expensive one ever. Most expensive Masters dinner ever.
Yeah, like all the ingredients look great, but then you put them together. It was like, oh, I like salmon. I'll eat peas, but I don't want salmon with peas on it. Like, that wasn't it. But like, something weird. Like it was almost like everything was like, that was put together like
odd.
Like a pregnancy craving menu. That was weird. Like that didn't go together.
He's Irish. Those Irish menus are crazy. The way they eat their food, they eat mushy peas and all that weird stuff. So,
well, he's going to have to do something to trump his menu because he gets to do it again next year.
Yeah.
So that's what I liked about Scotty. Scotty had the same thing for both years that he won. So like every time Scotty wins, he's having the exact same thing where it's like Texas sliders, pulled pork sandwiches, mac and cheese, stuff like that. And he had it twice now since he won. So like, I want Scotty to win every year because that menu looked like it was great. Absolutely great. All those guys loved it. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like when the football teams or whatever win the national title and go to the White House and get like $1,400 worth of like McDonald's, and they were like, dude, that's all they want. That's all they want. Like they're all over it.
Yeah, because they can't eat it throughout the season.
Before we get into some more current events, like what's happening in baseball as well as these play-in games and the playoffs, I do want to give a little shout out to my local single A, I don't know, Ass A, Flying Squirrels baseball team. Our brand new stadium just opened up on last Tuesday. I had tickets. I sold them because we went on spring break. Looked like quite a bit of nice festivities. There were a couple of interesting stats also. Obviously, minor league baseball has only been going on for a couple of weeks. But we had, we're the only minor league team to have multiple crowds of over 9,000 and the highest average so far of 8,200, over 8,200. It looked pretty cool. I can't wait to get there. I don't have as much affinity to them as I did the previous stadium because it was the Braves and the stadium I grew up with. You know, the Flying Squirrels is part of the Giants and it's a whole new stadium. I don't have as much attachment to that, but I'm going to look forward to going there. It's really, really nice compared to, well, it's like old, like Soldier Field or the old Vet or whatever is what we went from. Like it was just garbage.
And you have the jersey and the hat supporting the Flying Squirrels?
This is my Squirrels Gone Wild. See the pun on that? My Squirrels Gone Wild? Yeah.
Game. That's a game.
All right. That's a game.
It is.
Yeah, that's not
It is.
lame.
Oh, sponsored by Nike. Like Nike was like, you know what? We're going to go ahead and allow that and put that on there. Yeah, I got that at the store the last week of the season last year. I was like, oh, that's coming home with me for sure. No, I mean, I'm going to go there. I'm going to rep the team and all that. But, you know, when there's a lot of people that are going to go crazy. A lot of people got crazy to show up. They paid crazy prices for my $15 tickets, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's going to be a great time. But they're not a team that I'm going to be watching and things like that, you know, outside of that. But it's going to be a great time to go to for sure.
I'm impressed with the fandom and the commitment. I mean, Christy, I don't know what you think, and JD, I don't know what you think. John, I mean, I don't know if I could rep a team that wasn't affiliated with my team, like what Paul's doing. Even though they are the Flying Squirrels, like that, I'd probably be able to get on board because Flying Squirrels is so obscure. But
Yeah.
I mean, knowing that they're not affiliated with the Phillies, I don't know that I'd be able to do it.
I mean, they're local.
Could.
Like, I mean, it's a 10-minute drive to get to the stadium. I've been going to those games here. I didn't see a swap out coming, but it happened like 20 years ago. It doesn't make sense to me. That's why I said I'm not completely attached. And they're like, oh, your player's being called up. And I was like, I can't wait to not watch him play for the Giants. Who cares? It's like, and we're not even like a high AAA. So like we've had Brandon Crawford there, but other than that, it's like, you know, pretty much although like somehow like in the World Baseball Classic, the starting pitcher from the first game, Logan Webb, played at the Flying Squirrels for at least a game at some point. So I'm like, you know, squirrel finds a nut somewhere sometimes. So
see, I was lucky for forever. The Timber Rattlers, like we had the Appleton Foxes and then they turned into the Timber Rattlers, but we were the Mariners farm team until I want to say 12 years ago. There's way too much drinking in Wisconsin, so the Mariners didn't want to deal with the trouble the players were getting in, so the Brewers took them over since they know how to handle Wisconsin drinking, apparently.
and where Mike and I went to college, they have a minor league team there, and I had half my family's from there, so I was going there when I was a kid. In the 80s, it was the Cocaine Mets were all there. So I got to see all that. So that was kind of cool. I wasn't a Mets fan, but that was cool. And then they went to like Pirates, and now they're like the Red Sox. So I mean, if you're like a really true baseball fan, I think it's not all that great to have a home team because it obviously can change, and then you're like really conflicted. Like, so I go there for the experience. I could care less about what happens with the team.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Reading Phillies have been the Reading Phillies for 60 years, and they've always been in the Phillies organization, and the Clearwater has always been the single A team. Now, triple A changed. Triple A used to be Scranton Wilkes-Barre, now it's Lehigh Valley up here, but so that was a little weird. It was, you know, but other than that, that's why I find it interesting and fascinating that like it's changed. Plus, you also have a shirt and like you'll go to games and stuff like that. I'd probably go to a game just because it was 10 minutes away from my house. But I'd probably still wear Phillies gear, you know.
I used to wear Braves gear a lot. I mean, I got this. These were both on clearance. Like it was, I'm not spending $30 for a shirt. This was like $12.50.
That's a good shirt. That's a good shirt.
It was.
Yeah.
I saw this
I'd
one.
probably wear
like,
that shirt. Yeah.
And I was like, huh, this
Yeah.
one I like. Yeah. No, this one, I looked at it and I was like, well, this one I actually have an affinity for because I used to when I worked at Capital One the first time I was in credit cards, people would call all the time, every single day. Somebody's like, I see this charge in my credit card and I don't know what it is. I didn't do it. I'm like, okay, which transaction is this, sir? The one that says GGW. And I'm like, you know what that is? He was like, I have no idea. Did you try calling the number? I did not. I know exactly what that is, and you need to call that to cancel, you dirty bastard, because that's Girls Gone Wild. It happened at least once a day. That was in the heyday of Girls Gone Wild, like where it was like Columbia House and BMG Music. Like, where like everybody was in it. Everybody was getting at least the first free one or whatever before you started sending a bunch out. Same thing. So that's where I saw that and I was like 100% getting that. I would wear this to a white tie or like a black tie dinner. This is how I would roll up there. So that's kind of the story behind that because I saw that and I was like, this actually hits home a little bit. I am going to get that. This is like the perfect world.
I picture Paul like going to like a black tie dinner with a bow tie wrapped around his neck, but wearing that T-shirt.
Yeah, I'm like, you have to wear a tie, right, to get in, right? All right, I got you.
Black tie affair.
We good. We good.
Love it. Love it.
And just so everybody was a couple people who were here in the previous podcast, my son is now 2 for 2 tonight. Just got a hit off some kid that plunked him last year. So, yeah.
Screw that kid. We don't like that kid. Screw that kid.
Yeah. F them kids, right?
Yeah.
So one of the other things I kind of wanted to mention this as well. Anybody see that Dick Vitale has cancer again?
Fifth time.
No.
Fifth time with a different. He literally was like, dude, I'm going to beat this. I went 4 for 4. I'm 4 for 4. I'm going 5 for 5. I'm like, I don't know how this is possible. He's had it in every part of your body that you don't come back from. It doesn't make any sense. And he's using a very non-invasive treatment going to be using autoimmune immunotherapy. My mom has bladder cancer and they do that as well. So it literally just ingests your body with a bacteria and let the body kill everything without actually frying your body. Great. If you can do it. So he's doing that. He said, he's like, I'm going 5 for 5. I mean, if he dies of old age, which is already 86, he's literally going to have there's two people that can't be killed in this universe. One is Charlie Sheen. The other appears to be, Dick Vitale. I mean, if we're thinking the metaverse and things, you could also put Mr. Burns from The Simpsons in there.
And Keith Richards.
Oh yeah.
Like
we thought Chuck Norris.
We'll say
that changed.
I always thought Chuck Norris was part of that, but
as well.
Little did we know.
I told you this was Chuck Norris's destiny. The only way that he could get a rematch with Bruce Lee is by going into the afterlife. So this was his whole plan. Because I can't remember the movie that he was in that he fought Bruce Lee and Bruce Lee actually kills him.
Enter the Dragon?
This is the only way to.
Was it Enter the Dragon? No.
Or I thought it was Way of the Dragon or
something.
It wasn't. Okay.
Right,
yeah.
Christy.
That's the only way to avenge his death is to put himself in the afterlife to show up at the white gates and be like, "Let's go."
Paul, have you seen
jungle right there?
Have you seen all the memes with my friend said? So Rocky's running through the streets. Chuck knocks him out. It's just every person from film history. He just knocks everybody out. Gladiator, he knocks out Gladiator. Chuck Norris, it's the best. I get it every day now. It's the best.
What up, everybody? The Beard is here. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, the law offices of William P. Harrington. Credit card litigation, Chapter 7 bankruptcy, estate planning, estate administration, guardianships, they do it all. As a member, listener, follower, supporter of our network, they are offering you a 15% discount on these services. So if you are in the Pennsylvania or New Jersey area, schedule your free consultation today.
everyone. Thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
So talking about Major League Baseball, what's been going on with everybody's teams? I think just about everybody's teams, there's pretty high expectations. It's probably good that Ben's not here. I mean, what did his pitcher give up 11 runs in like
11 hits?
Well, it took
Crochet?
a while, actually. I was going to say like 20 minutes. It took longer than that, but it was like an inning, 1.2 innings or 1.1. Colston or whatever the guy's name is. Is that what it was?
Oh, I was talking about Crochet. Oh, I'm wrong.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it was him. Yeah, he's garbage. But that's what you get when you don't show up.
Well, I told them last
but-
night, if you can't pitch as good as the pitcher for the freaking or not the Padres, who did we just play? The Astros. The very first game, he didn't even make it 2/3 of an inning. 3 runs scored, and there wasn't even a hit. Like how 2/3 of an inning? Like how? It's insane. Like you have to feel good about your pitching after watching that guy only make it through 2/3 of an inning. That was ridiculous.
But I'm pretty happy about what the Braves have done. I mean, I think we could have potentially been in the same scenario last year if we were, started off at least relatively healthy. So I don't think it's a huge surprise to everybody. Mariners, I think that you're where, pretty much where I'm surprised you didn't say anything last night. I was actually watching the game last night when it wasn't Julio, but somebody else robbed a home run that looked beautiful as well. It looked really great in center field. Riley, something.
Rally.
What's that guy's name?
Rally.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rev Schneider the other night had one. Man, we're robbing home runs left and right.
And I'll be honest, I don't know who that guy was. Somebody, he was on base and he was running to third and the announcer talks Rally. And I was like, what dumbass is this? You don't know how to say call Raleigh? It's not Rally, it's Raleigh.
No, it's Luke Raley. Luke Raley and Cal Raleigh.
There's another dude. Just kidding. So tell me about how like some of your teams. I mean, obviously, JD, you have nothing to look forward to until I guess next. I don't know when the next time you have something to look forward to. So why don't you talk up your baseball team?
So I didn't know this, but Grisham is called the Big Sleep. I thought he was an out of work porn actor. I never called him the Big Sleep. So they were winning. They have 7-4. Yeah. And then it was 8-8. And then Grisham hit a home run, and they won 11-10 in the ninth inning. And now they're down 6-0 today. So it's like, they suck. And the Mets have lost 6 in a row. They got 2 hits last night. It's not good. It's terrible. They're gonna suck. I think both teams are gonna suck this year. Yeah, I just can't get anything going. They're just up and down every other game, So
what I thought was interesting, was for the Yankees, like Jazz Chisholm, like the new evil empire is like the Eagles are an evil. I'm calling that the evil empire. It's something, every day, like there was today, like again, we're talking about AJ Brown for no damn reason. Like they are the evil empire, just like the Yankees are. Like there's nothing that they can do, nothing that a single player can do without it being national media. So like Jason Dominguez looks like an all-star.
And he's in the minors. Yeah, right.
And is in the minors. Jazz Chisholm looks like the biggest chump I've ever seen, to boot with his attitude, because he's a total freaking prick. He deserves to get plunked at
100%
every at bat. But I think it's crazy. Like you like how I was able to put like how the Eagles and their fans are all garbage in there, but like literally,
we heard you.
Sports Jesus hates Philadelphia, and he should. But New York was the original, and they're still
Paul,
kicking.
Did you see someone sent me today? He's a Met fan. He said Jazz 50-50. That means 50 ABS calls overturned and 50 errors this year. That's what he's got. That's his 50-50 this year. And on Sunday, he had a ball. If he would have caught the damn ball, he didn't know the rules that, if I caught it, the guy can still score. I'm like, dude, where is your head? Where are you during these games? Are you like in like your own little mind? It's like,
he's
are
counting
you
his
sniffing
money.
glue? Yeah,
counting his money.
Oh my God, Kyle, I can't stand him. I never liked him.
Yep.
All this bravado when he doesn't back it up. I don't mind you being a little cocky, but back it up a little bit. Oh my God.
So John, what are your Phillies looking like right now? I mean, I have my opinion, but I want to hear it from your man.
I mean, not obviously not living up to the hype right now. No offense, pitching's here and there. Last tonight, I don't know what the score is right now. Last I saw it was 3-2. I don't know what it was.
They're losing 7-3.
Oh, there we go. Well, that's not a good segue. I was hoping to be like, oh, we're up 5-3. Maybe make a little win streak going here. Just inconsistency
against the Cubs, dude. Against the Cubs, they're like 3-16.
That's what I mean. Like,
yes,
saw,
thank
like,
you, Paul.
Thank you. This last Friday, they put up what? How many hits? 11 runs or whatever, and it's like the same stuff, different year almost. It's like, come and go in waves. We get hot, we get one or two batters or hit the ball one night, and then the next night they go cold, and it's one or two batters there, and it's nothing consistent. And it just it's early, but like I said, you can only say it's early for so long, and then it starts becoming a more regular type of thing.
Real talk, though, I'm not saying you need to be concerned, but do you have a concern whether it's hitting or pitching?
I would say hitting.
Like couple months.
I would say hitting because it's once again here we are, however many years into this whole thing, and it's once again the bats go cold and
it's
in opportune time. Well, we know all about processes here in Philly, that's for sure. But yeah, just very inconsistent, and and until they become more consistent, it's going to be a lot of the same. I think personally.
I agree. Look, here's the problem. Problem is this team is constructed to hit home runs. The problem is there's only one player on the team that can hit a damn home run. They can't make contact. None of the other players can hit for contact besides Justin Crawford. Now, I will say he's a shining light on the season so far. Justin Crawford is going to be the real deal. He's living up to the hype. But the rest of the team is just underperforming. And look, this was around the same time last year where I went on a rant and they ended up winning 96 games. So maybe I go on a rant now. We don't have ROAS to talk about, so I don't know who I'm going to talk about, but I know who I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about Mr. Not Elite, Bryce Harper. Can we just acknowledge the fact that this dude does not know how to run the bases ever? He's the most overrated base runner I've ever seen in my life. I thought it was a good time to stretch that single into a double. You got thrown out by 10 feet. 10 feet you got thrown out by. And you thought that was a good idea to do. Okay, Bryce. Yeah, let's give you another $300 million contract. It was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. Having said that, I love the adrenaline. I love the competitive edge he plays with. But I think Dombrowski was right to light a fire under him and call him not elite because as of this year, right now, he's not elite. He's not even on star status right now with the way he's playing.
I'm glad you said that.
He's the Jalen Brunson. He's the Jalen Brunson of the Phillies. That's what he is. They will never win a title with Bryce Harper the same way the Knicks will not win a title with Jalen Brunson.
Bold statement.
So I'm glad you said that about Bryce Harper. What does that mean if your GM who called you out for not being elite ends up being right? Like, what does that mean for the team? Like, obviously that doesn't bode well for Bryce Harper.
One of them's not going to be here next year. And if Dombrowski's right, Dombrowski will be here next year, and Bryce probably won't. And Bryce will get traded to the Yankees. So him and Judge can play
No, I don't want him.
Oh, yeah? You saw them, buddy. They were like this at World Baseball Classic. They were like best friends. They want to play together. And there's no way the Yankees are trading Judge to the Phillies, and there's no way Dombrowski would be able to pull that off. So the easiest solution is Dombrowski's going to not only trade Harper to the Yankees, but he's going to pay like 90% of his salary too.
I was going to say, he's going to demand Giancarlo Stanton in return.
Yeah, that's
His
exactly. Or
salary.
Jazz Chisholm. That's what he'll ask for. Right?
Yeah, Jazz.
Chisholm.
Yeah, you'll get Jazz. That's who you're gonna get. Yeah, that's who you're gonna get. Yeah, yeah. Did you guys see the end? Oh, so that's one thing I was watching. Sunday, Jazz decided to dive headfirst into first base to try to beat the throw, which I always thought that slows you down as opposed to running to the base. And Jordan goes, "I love the hustle." And I'm like, Joe, that's not hustle. That's not anything I want you. And he's going, "Great play by Jazz. Good." And I'm like, no.
You're
So
right.
I feel
It's scientifically proven. It's scientifically proven that it does slow
slows your
you down by at
momentum,
least
like, just
a half a
keep running.
second at least. Yeah.
Just keep running. It's not that hard of a concept.
Yeah, it just infuriates me. We're all dealing with the same stuff. Listen, because Paul, you weren't here, but your Braves had that run and you won one championship all that whole run. It's like crazy how you got year after year great teams, but you guys couldn't close a deal.
Yeah, Paul.
It's the
here,
Brunson
man.
effect. We had.
Yeah.
It's the Brunson effect.
Yeah. We had like no, I think it was his dad's fault back then. We had a Rick Brunson bobblehead night or something at the stadium, and then all of a sudden it's like 95 we win, and then 96 for like the next 10 years. All of a sudden you start just losing, can't do it.
I mean, Rick Brunson does have a big head too. He has.
He does.
Yes.
100%, Kyle. Big head.
Yep.
Big head.
Yeah. So, well, let's talk about a little basketball. Let's talk a little basketball here. Looks like Melo is doing his best LeBron impression. I've never seen somebody flail so much and complain to the refs so much in my life.
He's a baller.
He shouldn't even be in the game. In my opinion, he shouldn't even be in the game. He should have been ejected already for what he did to Bam, who did come back or did not? Christy, did Bam come back? He didn't, did he?
I haven't seen him come back yet. No.
Yeah. So now I'm a Heat fan for the next 20 game minutes. So
I say quarter.
I know we got here. What I mentioned on the basketball pod earlier, I thought was interesting. And I don't know. Not normally do I say something I say is interesting, but I'm going to say that everybody, every team that's represented from us, and everybody that's been on, has a team that's in the actual playing games. So it seems it's kind of fun. Some people think that these count like the first four in the NCAA tournament. Those people are wrong and starve for wins and any kind of grace from their crappy team, even though they were probably the most popular thing for kids in 1991. But I think it's exciting, making 7 through 10 relevant and fight it out real quick. Of course, this year you're fighting out to get absolutely destroyed in the first round, but especially if you're in the West. But what are some of the prospects that we see from these playoffs that we're about to get into by the end of the week? I think it should be by the end of the week. I think the last game is on Friday.
I think Christy should lead this off since her team is in the play-in almost every year.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I mean, let's go through the last 6 years of Miami Heat basketball. Okay, so we'll go bubble year. We were there. Let's see. Then we went.
Yay! We were there.
We were there. I mean, I felt like that was a setup to happen though, because that was Lakers Heat and that was LeBron, at the Lakers and then playing, whatever. But I mean, we are the queens of the play-in, and I'm sorry, there's a Jimmy Butler commercial on right now, and that just made me really angry. not a Jimmy Butler fan. So that just threw my train of thought completely off. But yeah, no, like we always said, I've said it on almost every NBA pod, like death, taxes, and the Miami Heat in a play-in game, and that's us. 2023, we went from a play-in game to the finals, and then just got slaughtered. I mean, slaughtered by Denver, and showed that we probably shouldn't have been there, but we'll do it. What I think we're gonna pull tonight off. I really honestly do. I didn't want to crush Mike in the NBA pod, but I have a feeling we're gonna pull tonight off and then just get murdered in round one. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have Bam's gonna have a pretty bruised ass after this.
I don't even see him sitting on the bench. Like he's still back in the locker room. He's not even on the sidelines or anything. So
no, that was rough. And I think Spoelstra is still yelling at the ref.
I felt like
about why that was. Why didn't you even
like,
just take a look, just a gander for a second?
Yeah,
he didn't fall on his own like that. That wasn't his own doing. Maybe you should have
No.
taken a look at that for a second. But
yeah, I'm sure Mike's sitting at home happy right now about that.
Oh, he's happy. He's
And not
happy, all right.
for it.
He's happy.
yeah, he's got a smile. I'm sure
Oh,
it's
I
a
know,
real
I-
cheese and
He's
I'm
another
sure it's a
kind
real
of happy.
cheese and grin on his face.
Yeah. He's eating some snacks. He's enjoying
Yeah.
life right now. He's enjoying life right now.
He's definitely got a cinnamon roll in one hand and a milkshake in the other right now. So
Yeah, but I'm a realistic fan. Like, yes, I would love to see my team go to the finals every single year, but I mean, I also understand that it's been a rough 82 game season for the Heat. It has been for like the last 4 or 5 years, and I'll take whatever I can get, and I'm happy with it. And I didn't wear my NBA Finals hoodie tonight because I didn't feel like that was the right thing to do.
yeah, and I like you saw my hat earlier. I bought a brand new Mitchell and Ness Blazers hat, but obviously it didn't say playoffs like the Phillies hat that Lewis bought that year. And for 3 days, like wore it the first week, second week, I'm like, why aren't you wearing your hat? Because you're not in the playoffs. Because that was the Super Bowl.
I gotta be honest. I've never have bought a Phillies hat, Sixers hat, Eagles hat, Flyers hat that had like playoff game or playoff on it. Like I've never done it. Never done it because to me that's not because after that game's done, it's over. Like after that series is over, it's over, right? Like when you see the T-shirts that say like wild card weekend for the Eagles, I'm like, well, yeah, but then what if they win or what if they lose? Well, if they lose, I never want to wear that shirt again. But if they win, I'm not going to buy the next round. Like I'm not going to buy the divisional round T-shirt too. You know what I mean? So like,
I think they just do that. That's how we support third world countries. Every time you're doing those, at least half of 1 million of these shirts goes to a third world country, so kids can have it. So there's a lot of Miami Heat playoff shirts down in Ethiopia somewhere that were all from the play-in game. Like we made it. We're technically in the playoffs, and it lasted like a good 2.5 hours. You're like, oh, well, there goes that. So we don't need this anymore. Go ahead and take that away.
I'll take it.
John knows. I mean, Ethiopia, their favorite NFL team was the Eagles for
Bills.
like the better part of 2000.
Let's say the Bills.
For early 2000s, they were expecting
for
it
your
every
Bills.
year.
NFC champion
The
Eagles
Bills in the
t-shirts.
90s.
Yeah, you can't tell
NFC
them
champion
squat.
Eagles
The Bills,
t-shirt.
you can't tell them squat. The Bills were like the team of the dynasty in the 90s.
Yeah, and then their kids became Eagles fans because they got the t-shirt. So that's how it worked.
I used to actually have one of those error shirts. It was a team I hate. It was Ohio State basketball. It was them winning the Big Ten championship. It was Big Ten championship shirt, and they did not win. They lost to like Wisconsin or something that year. It's like 15 years ago. Oh, I treasured it forever. People were like, oh, Ohio State. And I was like, yeah, Google it, moron.
That's actually a pretty fun troll job. That's a good troll job.
That was pretty cool because now they don't let those get out in the market anymore.
Yeah.
No,
They did for a hot second, but they don't anymore. But those things are always fun. So what else? What's somebody give me a good hot topic for our last topic before we get into lame or gain, which is going to be a huge.
I just want
game.
to throw something out there real quick. I know there's not a ton of hockey fans in this podcasting world that we have, this networking world, but the NHL playoffs are shaping up to be pretty damn competitive, man. Like the Flyers made the playoffs, and obviously it's a homer pick, but Flyers Penguins in round one. You kidding me?
That's
like
awesome.
We get to go
It's
up
gonna
against
be
Sidney
awesome.
Crosby with nothing to lose, and we can knock
awesome.
him and Malkin out. Like that's to me that's crazy. And like a lot of these matchups, man, I can see a lot of these round ones going like 7 games, and it's going to be very competitive. That's why, to me, I think NHL playoffs are the only playoffs that it doesn't matter if you're a 1 seed or an 8 seed. It's competitive no matter what.
It's
Because
exciting.
in basketball, you already said it, Paul. Like, whoever's going to be the 8 seed is going to get housed by the 1 seed in the East and the West. More so the West than the East, but still, right? You know who's going up against OKC and San Antonio is getting slaughtered. But in the NHL playoffs, anything can happen.
So I was waiting for a way to put this in. So the path for the Minnesota Timberwolves is probably the hardest I've seen of any NBA team ever. They go Nuggets, Spurs, Thunder, and then Celtics or somebody like that probably. Those are your 4 series. Nuggets, Spurs, Thunder, Celtics.
Yeah, they're not getting past the Nuggets anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you win one game in any of those, but that would be the most unbelievable run ever if that actually happened, which it won't. But I wanted to throw that out there. I saw a meme where it had, Anthony Edwards is so happy and jumping up and down, and then it was like, "Here's your path to a championship." Whoa,
here's your prize.
That's
here's what you get. Yeah,
that is unbelievable.
It's crazy.
What I didn't want to. What do we think about the Rossini? Someone said something interesting about Rossini Vrabel. The reason why she got in trouble is because she's the reporter and she has to have what's the word I want to use? She
unbiased. She has to be unbiased.
Right? Yeah, and he gets judged by wins and losses. But I didn't even care. I just thought it was kind of funny in a way. They just went on, and everybody's like crucifying her, and I was like,
well, she resigned from the Athletic
yeah,
today.
She did. She did. So
whatever
I think it's
podcast,
crazy.
Maybe we can get her on the Classic Conferences because whatever podcast she goes on is going to be highest rated podcast ever.
Yeah. I don't know how Vrabel's not getting more backlash from the whole situation. It's
they're both married.
That's what I mean. Kids. Like everyone's going after her, but I'm like, he's the head coach of the New England Patriots. How is nobody saying anything about him? Yeah. He shouldn't be putting himself out there like that. Like, I don't understand.
Great point.
Yeah.
Christy, from a wife's, you're a wife, right? So from a wife's point of view, if you see a picture of your husband by a pool holding hands with somebody and then he plays it off like it's nothing, I don't think you're going to be like, yeah, I believe him. That was nothing. Right? Like,
we're just
I don't
friends.
think you're going to be like that.
No.
And,
God, no.
Yeah, we're just friends. It's just friends. It's just colleagues talking about football. Yeah.
I mean, when you guys meet up for March Madness, are you skipping and holding hands through the bar together? I don't think so.
I mean, Paul and Mike do, but that's a little John was.
I just can't believe
just because John loves B-dubs, you know what I mean? So
I mean, you got to pull you got to pull the AI card. It wasn't me. That was an AI generated photo. That wasn't really me. That's all you have to say now, and you can get away with anything.
It's true. That's
what everybody's doing. That wasn't me. I would never do that to you. That was an AI generated photo. Like, no, but yeah, that's make it make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. And no wonder she got all the insider information about the Patriots wanting to trade for A.J. Brown. I mean, you sleep with the head coach or you hang out with the head coach, of course you're going to get the inside information, right, Paul?
That's right. My response is NSFW, so I'm going to leave it to myself. Or
you just take a little break tonight.
Say for podcast. So I think it's about that time. No jokes about planes, helicopters, Range Rovers, none of that.
Wow. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though it's possible that our number one draft pick for the Redskins in next week or whenever may have also killed somebody in a Range Rover as well if we end up drafting him. Like, come on.
Careless driving. Just careless.
Yeah. Yeah, just paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just careless.
Awful.
Not reckless.
What's not awful is I haven't been able to get on this April championship train too much, so I'm going to tout my April championship the way that it's going right now. We're 10-7 right now. Not an amazing record, but it's pretty much leading the division. I don't know what the Marlins are doing. They beat us last night, and they're beating us right now. But shoot, we got 10 wins. We didn't have that until I don't know, probably even May last year. So to me, I've already got a championship to start, and we have like 3 starting pitchers. Not having all of them out yet is pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and. Well, we don't have any representatives, so I'm really, maybe we do. We'll see. But got a Ton Glavine jersey.
Nice.
Oh,
You know, he
That is
played
nice.
a little bit of time on the Mets, so I don't know if anybody wanted to comment on that, but everyone knows he's a Brave. So,
Huge Glavine fan. Huge
Yeah.
Glavine fan. Love the way he pitched. And let's not discredit the fact that I was just talking about him last night. Let's not discredit the fact that he was a hell of a hitter for a pitcher too. He could hit the ball. They put him
Yep.
in pinch hit situations because he was such a good hitter. So, yeah, he was good for probably 2 or 3 home runs a year. Let alone he hit close to like 250 as a pitcher. So that was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good.
along with most of the Braves jerseys I have on my wall and wherever else they're hiding, he's one of the ones that I grew up watching here in Richmond as well. So, I mean, again, that's where my loyalty is, and that's where, you know, all the nostalgia is. The new thing, again, it's the cool new toy, but I'm not worried about it. I'm still stuck with in nostalgia. I'm still stuck in the '90s, so, and I always will be.
Love it. Yeah, no, that's
oh yeah,
that's definitely a game. That's
that's
not
a
lame,
game.
even though he's a Brave.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
I
Tom Glavine.
Yep.
I love
I
Glavine and Maddox, man, and Smoltz. I loved all 3 of them. I hated them when they played the Phillies, but I loved them because they were great pitchers and they pitched the right way. Like they never came off as jerks in the media. They came off as jerks on the field to the other team, but I mean they were guys that I would love to have on my team. You
Yeah,
know?
they're making people look
Mhm.
stupid, and you'd love to have them on a team, and that's. I get it.
Yep.
I get it. And what do we have to show for it? I have one whole wall dedicated to a 1995 championship. So they're not allowed to win another one. I got like a stairwell for 2021, but you know, I don't have any prospects of another one because I don't have any more room. But all right, I think that's going to kind of lead us out for the evening. This is another good week. JD, appreciate you showing more
Appreciate
skin than
you.
anybody ever has on this podcast. And joining us as a permanent member. Look forward to you being a stalwart here. John, I appreciate you coming in hot Ben style from the car there. So
Oh yeah, they're doing
appreciate
what I
the
gotta do.
dedication there.
Absolutely. Any chance I
Yeah.
can make it, I'll be on it.
And Christy, thank you so much for filling in last week. It was all rave reviews. I was wondering if I was going to even be asked to do it again after that, but here we are. So
I'm here
the
for it.
FCC hasn't come down on me yet, so we'll see what happens after this one. But everybody enjoy this game. Go Heat for the next quarter, and
Yeah.
we'll talk to y'all next week.